There we go. Okay.
Is it working?
It's working. So don't forget, that's where you want to look. So it's Saturday night. It is my birthday, and I got everything ready for my guests, and the only person here yet is my mom. Which worked out perfectly because we have this very special relationship about what happened 58 years ago. And so I thought it would be kind of fun to actually have my mom chime in about what it's like to have think about 58 years ago bearing a child.
I'd be happy to do that. 58 years ago, I was sitting in a movie theater with my husband having labor pains. But it was a double feature, and I had only seen one movie. So I wanted to see the second movie, and that was dangerous because I tended to have my kids kind of quickly. But anyway, I got
very
through.
Quickly.
I didn't mention it to my husband because he wouldn't have enjoyed the movie. But as soon as it was over, I said to him, okay, we have to go to the hospital. And he goes, what? And I said, we have to go to the hospital now. I said, my bag is in the car, let's go. And we went to the hospital, and about, I don't know, a half an hour to an hour later, Linda was born. She was really no trouble at all.
Did the doctor even make it, or was it a nurse that delivered me?
I think that Linda was one of them where the doctor didn't get there in time. I think it was a guy, I think he was an intern, delivered her. But nobody had to do anything. I just popped my babies out. There wasn't any problem. And here she is. And she was such a cuddly little thing. She was a cuddly little baby. She wanted to cuddle all the time. And I already had some other kids, but that didn't matter to her. And she cuddled in the car. She cuddled at church.
We didn't have child car seats and restraints back then, so.
No, I was her car seat. I'm sorry. It's so cold out. I don't know why I didn't have her in the summer. Anyway,
good idea.
She's been a lot of fun. A very interesting child.
And one of the funny things about being, like, I'm always trying to figure out, I wish that we could somehow figure out what movie they were seeing, because I ask my parents all the time, what movie might you have seen? I've looked at, like, what were movies that were out at the end of 1959, because it may have come out in 59. Nothing that triggered anything, because I just think that would be fun to know, like, what was the movie she waited for?
A lot of time the double features were either B movies or older movies. They might have one good one, and then the other movie was just something nobody ever wanted to see.
Except for my mom.
I paid and I wanted to see it, darn it. I never walk out of movies unless they're really, really bad. I sit through the whole thing, and afterwards I say, why did I waste my money?
Well, and also when we were kids, one of the things that we did, there were 5 kids, so one of the things that our parents would do is take us out to the movies a lot, and we'd go to the drive-in. And I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that I was delayed for a movie, but I always loved movies, and I could never not watch till the end, and I was always still awake at the end of the movies, and everybody else was sleeping. And then when my kids were younger, I always had we did a big thing of movies. We were renting movies always on the weekends, and we would watch movies and we'd talk about them. And I would let the kids rent a movie. I'd let them pick one, and they had to agree. And then I would pick one, and I'd make them watch something that they would enjoy, that I knew they would enjoy, but they would never know that they would enjoy. Right. And 2 of them ended up studying film when they went to college. So I think that's kind of cool.
Oh, one other thing that Linda was responsible for, although it was before she was here, um, I was out visiting New York, and my cousin, my husband, my cousin who lived in New York, and I went up to the Empire State Building because my cousin, although she had lived there all her life, she had never been there. So we got up to the top of the Empire State Building, and I had to pee because I was pregnant and there was nowhere to go. So it was Linda's fault that I had an accident. But
I don't remember you telling me that part.
it was pretty embarrassing, but I mean, because I wasn't.
What would have been my
I don't
fault.
remember what time of the year it was, but I wasn't all that pregnant, so people couldn't actually see that I had a problem. But I did.
I don't call that a problem.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Well-
she was a funny kid. She used to like to get up at about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning when nobody else was up. And she'd come downstairs and she'd make herself a little bowl of cereal. And she would talk to herself or sing or whatever. Just a happy, happy person. And the same way
I
at
still
night.
do all those things.
The same way at night when everybody was arguing with me, I don't want to go to bed yet. Can't I stay up a little longer? Linda was already in bed because she liked to go to bed early because she got up so early.
I feel like I would just go to bed when I got tired.
Nobody could understand that, because even kids normally when they're tired even they don't want to go to bed. They're afraid they'll miss something. And she knew she wouldn't miss something because actually she's always created her own adventures, including
Still doing
her
it.
birthday parties.
Still doing it,
Yeah.
yeah.
She used to always throw herself a birthday party, and here she is, still
when
doing it.
When I was little, because my birthday is right after Christmas, it's so close to Christmas. Sometimes people would forget my birthday, and I hated that. And I thought, when I was like a teenager, I remember thinking, why am I going to get bummed out that people are forgetting my birthday? Why not just remind them? And so, I mean, it really was like taking responsibility for myself, saying, if I want to have a nice birthday, if I want to have people, which is what I really like to do, I like the people part, then just plan it, And it was usually just getting together for lunch, but it's true. And tonight, and then I stopped doing it. I got kind of like, I got to a point, I got saturated with it, and I stopped doing it. And this year, suddenly, I felt like having a party.
Well, the one thing is you've got more energy. You look wonderful. You're getting skinny.
I'm waking
It's
up
great.
at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. So now that
Right.
she just reminded me that was how I always was,
Right.
how I always woke up, I feel like that's one of the things that's been happening. So
And
now I get up and do my practice, but still, it's that feeling of getting up early in the morning, and I love to be up when the sun comes up. I really do. Pre-dawn is wonderful.
That it's like a sickness to me.
My mother is
I
not a morning person.
Fight it every step of the way. I get up at 5:30, but it's only because my alarm goes off and the cat is screaming at me. Otherwise, I wouldn't get up at all. And I wouldn't have remembered Linda's birthday except she put the invitation on Facebook. So
Well,
there you have it.
I also just wanted to mention, because I've been talking about this in my video blog, that last night I did get my website posted, which was my target, and it was like 20 minutes after my birth time, which my birth time is a little after 1 in the morning, 1:20, and it's because they were at the show. So that should tell us what time the show ended, and then
Wow,
I
that
was born
late,
at 1:20.
huh? Yeah.
Yeah, so
Well, I think the show ended around midnight, maybe. Yeah.
probably.
But we had to go from the show to the hospital.
Yeah.
And she was due on the 12th, so I put my little overnight bag in the car. I was prepared.
Well, anyway, I am.
She didn't make me work very hard, by the way. There was very few labor pains, just to let me know she was on her way. And of course, I didn't even know it was a girl, because back then we didn't know what we were having.
I didn't even know when I had
It
my
takes all the
kids.
fun out of it now. You know what you're having,
Yeah.
you decorate the room. It was a lot more fun when you were sure it was a boy and you made everything blue and then you had a girl.
Well, and now I think people, even if you say you don't want to know the sex of your child, sometimes they can't help but
No, they
tell
have to
you.
find
You
out
see
because it's
it.
available.
Yeah. And a lot of people want to be able to plan for that, but I never wanted to know. If I had the choice, I still wouldn't want to know because I kind of feel like there's this, for me, it's about the mystery of meeting this new being, and I get so off on that. Like, I always like to go if when one of my kids has a baby or my nieces or anybody close to me. Ideally, I like to go that very first day because the day they get here is the coolest of all. And one of the things about that is when you're having a baby, that feeling of being able to be like, until that baby comes out, you've never met them before.
No.
You've only been, you feel them, you think about them, but
You talk to them, you
yeah,
sing to them, but you don't know who you're talking to
yeah.
until they pop out and then they open up their little eyes and stare at you like, who are you?
So it's kind of the mystery is kind of fun for me, and I wouldn't have wanted to know either. So
But I have a very, very remarkable children, grandchildren, and great grandchildren, and Linda's probably one of the most different
I thought you were going to say strangest
in the group. Yes,
I'm
it's
fine with that, by the way.
strange, because she operates, by her own drum. She hears her music in her head, and she doesn't pay any attention to anything else.
I do pay
doesn't
attention.
matter.
I try to pay attention
I
to
mean,
other things.
it doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. It's not necessarily going to be what Linda's doing, which is a wonderful thing because it's so fun to watch her.
And get to be in a video blog.
Right, right. But I've talked enough.
Well, anyway, I think that's pretty good. We got like a good 12 minutes on there.
Yeah,
So,
something like that.
Anyway,
If I have anything else to add, I'll come back later.
okay, and we could have people arriving any minute. Anyway, we have all of our stuff ready to go. I have all my
Right.
stuff ready to go. So
What is that?
everything that was a text message from Rick telling me happy birthday.
Aw, that was
Isn't that
nice.
That's nice.
Ricky
Anyway.
is one of my adopted boys.
Yeah. We've always had a lot of adopted children in our family,
Yeah,
like
and especially
family
when-
friends that become.
And when somebody's parents die, then I just kind of take over as a counselor and greeter and hugger.
Yeah,
They usually just need a hug, and I always need hugs.
we all need hugs.
Yes.
Well, some of us more than others. I need a lot of hugs.
Can they see this beautiful arrangement?
I can turn the. Oh, look at how
Look
beautiful!
at what Laura sent.
I wish that Mom, you should smell those because they're very fragrant.
Laura loves
Laura
her-
sent me some beautiful flowers, and they smell delicious. And
I'm surprised
really
that she
super
didn't
sweet.
just show up.
Oh, and that's the other thing.
That would be like Laura to do something like that, but the
would.
flowers are lovely.
It's not a milestone birthday. Maybe in a couple of years.
Yeah,
But-
on a main birthday, she'll be there.
Well, the flowers reminded me that one of the things I was talking the other day about all of the way that things are flowing and the mysterious things that are unfolding. And it's been really, really interesting in the last day watching how the timing of things is working out like perfectly. Just like I said, I wanted to get that website up within 20 minutes of the deadline. I pushed the button and uploaded them. These flowers came. I didn't sleep a lot last night, and then I had to do my practice late this morning. So I was doing it at a time when I don't normally do it in the middle of the day.
What practice is it?
And then all of a sudden I finished my practice. I folded up all of my blankets and everything. I put everything away. I turned around and there was somebody at the door dropping those flowers off. And if they had come while I was in the middle of doing my thing,
Your
it would have been really
practice is what, meditation?
yeah, my meditation and violet flame and everything.
Well,
So-
it's very good for her because look at her face. It's unlined. It's beautiful.
That's not really true. Got it.
$58.
This lighting in here, which can I just say I love this lighting. This lighting is amazing.
Yes, she's
But
58
I really
and
do
I'm
have
81, and
81.
people don't always think that I'm 81, but I feel like it. No, now that's not true either. I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky. I inherited some good stuff from my parents.
We have some good longevity.
Yes. Well, that's it for
So
me.
speaking of that, we'll cut this off. A little over 15 minutes now, probably good. Anyway, thanks for hanging, Mom. That's me, Mom. Oh, happy Saturday.
Oh, absolutely.